I can turn this guy off and we will move my big editor here and just change the font a little bit. So yesterday I was working on this Grease Pencil export script and then I loaded the binary data in the engine. I cannot run it now, I guess. Maybe I can run release build, but I was doing, or I can run some of these old builds. Okay, so I cannot run release build, but yeah, I can run this old build, and as you can see here, these, let me actually change the level, so let me go here so you can see it more clearly. These lines are exported grease pencil strokes, and yeah, I can load them in the engine, in the game, and render them. So here is actually rendering still on the pivot, but I did also a little bit of little thing that it actually connected to the player. But I started to optimize it a little bit, because before I uploaded the data, the generated meshes, I used the CPU memory to render them, and that is not the best thing because it's static. So yeah, I was going to upload it to the GPU, but when I started doing that, I noticed that my uploading to the GPU is very well, it's duplicated at multiple places in the code base, so then I just started to do it also for the meshes. So all the brush stuff and also the meshes from disk loaded, they are now running through the new function that I made now. It's just a simple thing that's doing a copy to staging buffer, and then from staging buffer Vulkan copy to GPU memory. So I need to do that because, well, in Vulkan you need to do that if you want to use GPU memory for some resources, and you want to do that for stuff that is not dynamic, so meshes, textures and stuff like that. So even skeletal meshes, and that's also something that currently I do not upload skeletal meshes to the GPU. They are running from the CPU memory. So for this game it's not a problem on this computer, but it's not ideal, and we will change that today. And eventually we probably will get to a point where the strokes are going to be uploaded to the GPU also. So that's the point. Then even maybe start to play a little bit with playing the animation together with the skeletal animation and stuff like that. So the Meshload GPU now looks like this, and it creates two buffers. This is not the best idea. It could have been better if it was only one buffer and both vertices and indices are in it. But for now this is fine. Eventually I might want to change that, but I won't bother for now. So what I added is this guy, upload via staging, and this version of the function has command buffer in the arguments, which enables me to pass. So this command buffer is just temporary, and it's in this function the program waits for the completion of the upload. So this is not the best thing you can do also. You probably want to issue more of these commands and then wait at the end when they are all complete. So that is also something I might want to do, but for now I won't bother with that. But, so I do have this, so now I can possibly do the same stuff for the skeletal mesh. And as you can see here, this guy is allocated from the shared memory, which is not ideal because shared memory is very small on most of the graphic cards. So if you're not necessarily running on a integrated GPU, this is going to be kind of small. So now what I can do, I don't do this mem copy. I will just do. Well, I can actually copy it from here. Basically, this part. This is the new copy. This is the old copy, and these are going to be allocated via GPU buffer. Or GPU allocated. So that is not needed anymore, and everything else should probably stay the same, other than output is named differently here. Yeah, mesh. Well, this is CPU data actually. Can I just do it this way? These, I need. Can I just do it this way, and will that work? It will. So we successfully moved the skeletal mesh onto GPU memory. We are no longer rendering it from the CPU memory, which is, I mean, that's better. Let me actually go to a better level. So now I can do the same thing for stroke load, which will be stroke this function. So here I do the same thing, that I'm allocating CPU memory, and we are just going to copy the upload stuff. And do the same stuff here. GPU. These are going away, and staging vertex buffer is going to be so I removed the memcopy commands, but I actually kind of wanna see what data I'm uploading from there. So it's this thing, and vertex, buffer count, size of stroke vertex, and that should be that. And the buffer size of no, I meant this thing. Now, stroke init, this can go away. I don't need that. It can actually go away totally. Stroke transform. I probably will keep that for a second, but I will remove it in a while. Output mesh. So we do not have output mesh. Output vertex buffer. Output index buffer. And I need to be using nice. Now I need to remove this guy. It's like I'm not using that anymore. Now nothing should happen because no strokes are being now loaded, but we will change that in a second. Wait, I didn't need to do that. Stroke update, bye-bye. So the stroke update function it actually, what it did? It did nothing. Okay, nice. Now I think the stroke transform, currently that is used just as an ad hoc global to render a stroke transform. Yeah, this thing. Yeah, I will just comment that out for a second. We are going to do it differently. Now, stroke render, I can probably keep this function because, yeah, I can, I probably will eventually clean up my renderer into functions like this, functions like this, because currently my renderer is inlined and it's starting to get a little bit too big. Rendering. And yeah, basically there is a lot of barriers and begin passes and commands like that, and then there is the actual rendering of every archetype. Well, it's actually already moved into a render world function, but that one is actually inlined. So with this thing, yeah. This is like rendering everything in the engine. So I might do equivalent for mesh and stuff like that, just to have it a little bit, well, I guess yes, but also these would have to be scoped to the renderer file, because like, I don't want them to be accessible from the outside. You shouldn't call this, the renderer should call this. This is not the thing that you call to, this is not the thing that you call in the update loop to draw something. Okay. So I can probably just load one stroke. Let me actually fix my keyboard because my keycaps are falling out. It's a little bit too old. So yeah, let me go to the game, or I mean, so where do I have the skeletal animation logic? I think it's in the level actually. So the logic for the player, which animation should be played and stuff like that, is actually handled here, I think. Animation, yeah, this is it. So this is very stupid, this is like, yeah, as you can see, very solid animation behavior. But yeah, it's actually doing the stuff that I wanted it to do. So when I stand still, it's not playing, when I move, it's playing, and then when somebody hits you, it does something else, and stuff like that. So that might be changed eventually to something better, but Yeah, what I want to do is go to the renderer and add a new structure for the rendering stuff, which will be render stroke. And we will take the asset and well, I don't need that. I think I don't need it because like all the data for this, for now at least, all the data for this can be passed through push constants. There is not enough data to warrant. Well, we'll see actually. Eventually it might change. So okay, so we have the transform and the stroke. That is possible. That is everything I need for now. And what I will do is I will add to my camera, I guess. Is it in the camera? I think it is in the camera. In camera layer, I guess it is. Yeah, here, render layer. I will add render stroke. Now, I need to properly initialize these arrays because they are allocated from an array area that is like flat pool, basically, that is reset every frame. And here. Strokes. Okay, so I wanted to do that here. Now that's one thing to do, and I also have to do the reset render strokes, render spline gradeboxes. Let me see. So do I actually do the resetting here? I don't. Oh yeah, I do reset only the layers, and I don't, because the memory is in the pool and the pool is reset. This guy. I don't have to care about the actual memory of the arrays because it's in that pool. Yeah. Okay. So just all the layers are reset and then they are created once again. That's fine. Anyway, so now I can make the helper function. Alright, I might not. Like I'm not completely sold on the idea of like what I'm doing with these. I mean, you can always do this when I'm trying to build without rendering, just to define the API with like mockup functions that are empty. But I do have these helper functions that are basically just like adding stuff to arrays with correct context, and you can call this everywhere in the update loop. So you can, so basically my rendering is doing that. So you can call these functions in the update loop, and then later they might get called, but or not, or yeah. So there is. So this is the basic idea. Like I produce my update. My game update produces these commands, and then these commands are read by the renderer. And it's not even threaded, it's like single thread, but yeah. It's not needed for now. Anyway, let me do it this way, and maybe I will change it later. So for some things I do it that I'm like not creating these helper functions, and I'm just directly adding to the array, but it's a little bit more like raw. Render stroke. Well, what I need is the stroke and the transform. That's everything. I might. So, well, this I do have override every time that is taking the entity reference, and so this is the override that is like ad hoc transform, and this transform needs to be uploaded to the GPU, but this guy can be cached because it can be like, if it doesn't change, it can have the same spot it had before. Or maybe even if the transform is used for multiple rendering stuff, so the transform is reused. But yeah, I kind of don't care right now. I will use it this way because I will have to position it relative to the player. Like that is the thing I'm thinking about. So I'm thinking firstly about the animations of the player, then everything else. It's going to be also used as an entity probably eventually, like a particle thing, but before that is going to be just making the existing stuff pretty. So let me do the same thing here. So I do need the stroke. Now I might actually make a version of this function that is taking the already generated GPU transform index, but I can do it this way for now. It's a little bit less efficient, but so now if I go to player, well, I have to go to level because like I do the stuff here with the animation and stuff. Okay, and I actually inlined it here, so I will probably do it also with the. I will also do it with the. So basically, I will just do render stroke and then get strokes, and let's just do. Let's just do this one. And transform is going to be, let me do the same as this thing. It eventually probably be different. Yeah, let me duplicate it, I don't care. This is not supposed to be fast now. Okay, render stroke. is not member. Wanted matrix. Okay, yeah, it's going to do it for me. Forgot about that. Undeclared identifier. Okay, so this is the rendering. So now if I like run the game, nothing would happen just yet, because like I implemented the structure that is communicated to the rendering, but it actually does nothing just yet. So let's go back to the editor code and extract this function out from here, because it's not supposed to be here at all. And move it here. And it's going to be scope file, so I don't accidentally call it somewhere where it shouldn't be. This needs to be called in the when the render path is open, and that is after the update is done and the Vulkan data is uploaded to the GPU. So this thing is going to get the that's another. Let's just do that. And that stroke, and then yeah. So I now I understand why I didn't do that, because like I do have. Let me do it this way. Let me just pass the array. So I will bind the pipeline, then do some keep. So I will have to keep track about the animation status. It's not going to be global, at least the start index, but I will change that later. So let's go. This thing can stay as it is. I mean, I will pass this in eventually, I guess, because it might not sound like it, but I want to render this for every camera, not only the world camera that is currently here, that was just testing behavior. So camera is probably going to be passed in. I don't think I need to care about these now. And descriptor sets. So that is the camera, and then for I probably can still use that thing, and only this is going to be in the for loop. So now here, I'll just do, yeah, I can do it dot transform index. This is going away. This is the only push constant I need to have, and then I need this stroke from the command. So stroke is the data it dot stroke. I think so. So it actually does compile, oh my god. I think there is going to be some issues, or maybe this function is not even called anywhere, so that might be the first thing. Maybe it is just eliminated and not checked at all. So if I go to render world, not shadows, I don't care about shadows for now. What I want to do is, let's just do it spline gray box before terrain, I guess. There is going to be just call stroke renderer, and then I will have to pass all this shit. This is going to be layer render strokes, camera buffer offset, dynamic offset, touch beat. Well, that crashes. Division by 0, nice. Okay, so the stroke is not loaded, I think. Shader compiler, and it's nothing. Nope. So let me actually just run remedy and put a breakpoint in the asset loading. Like right here. Wait, what? It tries to render something before it loaded. Oh, yeah, I'm stupid. Okay, yeah, I understand now. That thing needs to be inside. And I do have the ghost. This thing needs to be here. Even so, though, I do have stroke defined globally, which should get removed. Thing is not needed anymore. So yeah, that crashes still, but we at least loaded into the editor. So now it's actually crashing in the get asset data. So I can run it once again via remedy and hit the breakpoint. So this is not yet the issue. Okay, so what am I trying to load? So how is the what is the syntax to let me try to find it. And you are going to get banned. Wow, unexpected. Spam, goodbye. Spam, bye. I wanted to block you also, wait a second. Good. So for some reason the asset is not loaded. I wanted to take a look like how to format as string view. If I do add data, format as string view, strokes. Oh, okay, yeah, I did only a partial thing when I renamed it in the code, but I didn't rename it on the disk. So. And here we go. We have the animated strokes attached to the player, and it renders. So that's nice. Now I will need to at least know when the animation should have started. So because right now it's just taking the global time and looping, which is not ideal. Is it even visible from distance? I don't think it is. So yeah, it's visible only when it's close to you. Like, we will have to experiment a little bit with the wait a second. Oh, okay, yeah, I know what this is. This is the stuff with the pipeline. So what I can actually do with that is, because currently what I do is I do have only one function, render world, and it takes this stuff for the reflection, and when it's reflection it will switch the pipelines to pipelines without multi-sampling, because like my reflections are not multi-sampled, because why would they be multi-sampled when they are blurred? So, but then the function is doing it inside it, so I will just pass the is reflection into it like that. Maybe it will change later. You can go away and like that, and then if is reflection pipeline stroke is get asset data get pipeline stroke no MSA. And now they actually should work, and it shouldn't cry about, yeah, it should be visible even in the reflection. So the lines, like, it's very blurred, so yeah, there is not much there, and they are very thin, but yeah, you can see a little bit there. So as it's black, it's only visible on the white stuff. So when you are in a shadow, you won't see it at all. And also there are like 2 X's on the face, but they are not visible at all from the distance. It's actually not supposed to be visible from the first person view, but I don't mind it. It actually looks fine when it's like when you are walking, and like the current animation is when the ball hits you, like you can see it here in the blender. So when the ball hits you, you will fly, and the lines will accommodate that, just to like create a little bit of visual style. And it might actually look fine, because this animation you can see it from the first person also. So it might actually look fine even with these lines being drawn on top of it. We'll see. I will keep it visible from the first person, and if it's going to be bad, we will just remove it later. So what I want in the render stroke command, I just probably want to add so I do have the start time, and then I can just animate it since that time to basically now that's going to be 0. Yeah, so now it's going to just play without any offset in a loop, because I'm rendering it constantly. But what I eventually want to do, let me just do it with a very stupid way is that in my very solid animation behavior tree, I want to. So this is the direction.forward, direction.right, direction.right. Yeah, so I want to render it only. Let me move this up here. Well, I can actually keep it here and decide from the animation index if animation equals 0, I guess. Let me try. And then the start time is going to be last hit. I have to add it to the render stroke. So it's not going to play just like this, but when I now run another instance of the game, well, I would have to have an explorer running, but I don't, so I have to open new one. And here. I would have to have this running, and well, that is not what I meant. So now, if I do this, well, it's not the correct animation then. Okay, so I do have it flipped. Okay. So it's playing when I hit from the backwards, and I want it to play when I hit from the forwards. So that I maybe could have just looked at these values and decided, but I mean, this is better, but probably like just to send the animation time down the pipe, and it actually plays the thing you set it to it, and it's not defined by the context. So let's do it that way. Because like you maybe not want it to be dependent on. Oh, I haven't even passed it here. Wait, what? What am I doing? Animation time. I can do the reference of context here. So that can be there, I think. And here it's not start time, but animation time. Const default values to procedures arguments called the references of the context. I mean, I guess. Let's just make it. Okay, let me actually change also the... If I knew like is smaller than, so it's probably forward. This one is forward 1. These are left, right, and this is forward. So it's going to be 1. Then apply this animation, and then the animation time. The same animation time as the animation of the skeletal thing. I mean, it might be desynchronized because there is not every frame in the exported file from Blender currently, but well, that is not the correct way. I mean, there is something wrong with that logic. I need to fix it, but so now it's not going to work at all. Okay. I mean, okay, yeah, but when it works, it works. And that is not correct, but yeah. Yeah, and there is actually not, yeah. So in the lines in Blender file, they were animated. I think they, oh, well, no, it's actually, yeah. It's played down, it's not finished yet, yeah. So I'm playing back the animation slower than it is meant to be. And that is also a problem because I have it hard-coded here, but I will eventually move that to the render command. This is still not complete. That must be way more, like 24 or something. 20. Yeah, that's more like it. I think it's still not complete, but so yeah, we can now animate. Well, as you can see, it's far from perfect, but So if I go even more, like 24, that seems to be way high. I mean, at this point I'm just skipping frames, am I not? Oh, it actually started looping there for a second. And it's too fast now. Okay, so that is too fast. Let's go back to 20. That was probably the highest I would consider going. Let me take a look what FPS is used to play the skeletal animation back. I think 20. Or maybe I should probably take a look also in the rendering, if that is, down. Well, I don't remember how this is implemented, so I guess this is uploaded into the data here, already pre-computed. This is shared memory also. And so this is taking the time and the animation, yeah, from the, and how the time is it's not even doing any LARPing here, it's just taking the frames. So I might actually, so this is like literally playing back the animation from the file. There are no LARPing. I might try, just to see how it's going to look, to change it for a second to LARPed animations. and like the grease pencil on top will still be non-smooth, but the animation will be smooth. How is this going to look like? This is pretty uncanny for me because I was seeing it frame by frame for the whole time. Well, I cannot run two servers simultaneously. I need to run one client and one server. So this bug is still happening for some reason. I don't know what that is. So this is also, I guess this is also fine. Like you have the lines that are low FPS and then you have the animation that is high FPS. I'll probably stick with the low FPS for now, but there is also this option. Yeah, okay. So this experiment is pretty... We are making progress with this. So I would like to, because this animation is drawn with, these lines are transparent, they are like the color is white, but if I change the shader back to render with the color in the vertex colors, it will be visible. Now I should probably make some animation that is like visible constantly so that I can debug it, and I might also try I might also try loading multiple things. So let me just save this guy and do a new file and draw some also stupid thing as I was drawing yesterday. So let me do, yeah, I already add new grease pencil. Let's go draw and let's actually animate something. Let's do it. Let's go onion skin, and I would also like the plane, but I don't actually mind doing it without it. I don't know where that is. Anyway, this thing. So I can go and just draw something like let's go with a different color, like dark red something. Let's just draw and then do something else on the other frame. And let's just shorten this animation down so that I don't have to paint that many lines. Let's go 16, that might be fine. I don't know what this is going to be, it's just going to be some garbage. Just to see the animation there. And I might, when I paint it all in the one plane, I might just add some more strokes in some other planes. I don't need the 16th frame. And let's actually move my... So the FPS now is not the correct one. We will be playing it back on 20 FPS. So it's going to be playback at this rate. And now if I go to object mode, I could possibly move the... Can I do something like cursor to median? Maybe I have to go to edit mode for that. Yeah, that thing. So if I do that, then will the plane should, yeah, origin 3D cursor. Yeah, so now I can draw another pass over that with some different, maybe I can skip frames also. So it's going to be a little bit more dimensional, not only 2D. And we have, what is happening? So basically 2 planes, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of visible. Maybe if I wasn't like so pedant about each frame and maybe moving like every time I do some stroke, I will just adjust the plane I'm drawing on. I did not do that, did I? I just painted it just like that. But anyway, so this is kind of new thing. And let me load my exporter script because I'm too lazy to make an actual exporter from it. So I'm going to do it this way. And let me, well, I will not rewrite this file, I will do something else. Exactly. And that is not working. No such file or directory, because I need to go strokes, not stroke. And now I can go into the code and, well, it's actually here, and the same way I render that, I will just go and render that other thing. And just like that, I have a snowball that is animated. Like just that alone makes me kind of want to try to use it also for this kind of stuff, like just to add some variance to the, just add some movement to the image. So if I just paint it white, can I somehow do it for all the frames at one time? I'm not sure if that is possible. Vertex paint. Is there a vertex fill? Set color attribute. Hey, yeah, there is this thing. So let me try to actually do it white. Set vertex color. I will have to do it for every frame, I guess. So if I was able to use this animation to, so basically break the silhouette of the snowball, then it might actually work very well. Well, yeah, I need to fix the, I need to change the shader, because this needs to go here. So now the file effect is not going to be visible because that is not white. So if it's like, I mean, this seems still kind of fast, the animation playback. Let's go back to 16, I guess. I mean, that is still fast for like painted animation. Normally it's 12, but I can drive this from the stroke. It doesn't have to be the same for each. But yeah. Yeah, that looks better actually. Maybe even to 12 would look even better. So what I will do is I will position it at the snowball, like, and try to make it like, it will break up the silhouette And then, like, if I was able to apply the lighting from the ball to that object, like transform the, like reproject the normals from the ball onto that thing, and that might actually be quite nice. Like the snowball would have like this weird animated silhouette that wouldn't be so static as it is now. I mean, this is kind of nice also that it is exempt from the lighting, but yeah. Let me actually do that. Let me reposition it. So I didn't meant to do this when I was starting to do the new animation, but I will also I'll actually do it. So what I have to do, because this is, I think the pivot of the object is correct. It's in the middle of the scene. I basically have to approximate it the best I can, and then I have to apply the transform. Oh, wait. I didn't mean to animate that. So that's supposed to be... Where is the dope sheet? Why it is animating? What is happening? Dope sheet. Or like... Where is the... Yeah, object transform. This is not supposed to be animated at all. What is happening? Can I somehow just delete this? Oh yeah. Now, I meant to move this kinda roughly in the center, so I can just position it where the ball is, or somewhere around it. And now I wanted to apply the transform, so it's centered, yeah. Okay. Now this, if I export that, let me actually do, also save the original snowball stroke. We will figure something out with this. This might look actually pretty good. So now it's inside the player, but I will reposition it to the snowball. So let's go back to the level, I think. And the snowball is only the player has the snowball, and then I can use the position from there. So this thing is quite elaborate, but that is actually, yeah, that is actually the transform. So I will take the whole thing and just make that. And also use it here. So this is going to be inside the snowball, but and it's going to be probably a little bit weird. It's a little bit too large also. So I need to scale it down. Yeah, let me scale it down here. What is the size? Let's go. Do I have a scale here? Or I do not. I think this is somewhat around the correct size. And yeah, let's just export it once again. So yeah, basically this is what I mean. Like if that thing was correctly, like maybe even a little bit bigger, but correctly colored by the snowball, and just like altering the shape of it. Let me try to make it white. How it's going to, or maybe even just like desaturated gray. Let's not go to edit mode, let's go to vertex paint and let's go really like desaturated. Can I just go hue saturation 0 and then gray, very white gray. So basically I can also maybe animate the color here. But the stuff with the projected normals, that is kind of interesting. That I would like that. It might actually look quite cool. So it looks like it haven't changed at all. Still looks like quite yellow. No, I didn't mean to delete the file. Do I have it? I do. Oh, now it's white, okay. Yeah, so that is better actually when it's white. I like that more. So it's not lit. Well, that is a little bit like... Let me actually scale it up a little bit. So that it engulfs the... Maybe even like rotate it. Like that, maybe. Well, it's not applying the thing. I'm stupid. I need to do that. Yeah, now it's... So it's running away a little bit, but so like I'm thinking about what could be done with the... So I'm imagining that you could possibly like, let's just say I have this frame and what could be done with the image that is behind it to like maybe not even like playing with the normals, but only just like sampling the color. So maybe I can just start by doing it a little bit transparent and see how it's going to look. But I can imagine doing something, but that is probably not that easy. I would have to like render into a render target or something, and that is slow. But like render into a render target, then sample pixels from that render target on CPU. That is slow. That is what I meant. Maybe sampling on GPU is fine, but so yeah, basically doing something like as if I had a brush and then just came into the image. Let me see. Is there like brushes? Do I have the window of brushes here? I mean, this is not brushes, this is just I'm not seeing it. Probably don't have it open. Of course I don't have it open. So if I do it with the pencil here, I didn't mean to open that window. So basically sample this and just do a stroke with maybe like 100% flow. Sample that, do a stroke, and basically doing that. Like this is way too soft right now, but I guess you can imagine what I mean by. So yeah, it would kind of mean to like use the normal map from the snowball to lit, or like not necessarily lit, but just to use the colors from the snowball on the lines that are painted on top of them, and then also there could be something like this around it. So it would like destroy the static. Well, it's actually better with mouse. I'm painting here with the tablet, but I don't need to. So it would destroy the silhouette that is basically just static right now, and it would be more like dynamic thing. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah, you can. You can understand. So that is kind of something I would like to do, to try to implement. Like I thought I wouldn't try to lit the lines, but also now when I see it with the snowball, I kind of want to try it, because like it might look interesting. Let me actually render it also with the snowballs that are flying. So if I go snowball GLB, do I load it here and then use it? I guess I do. How I there? So I guess in level here the case Snowball is just rendering the thing that is here. Yeah. So if I do that and then just use the, I don't use the, oh my god, why? Matrix, get transform matrix, transform data, and then just use this one. I do have the scale there, but it's actually 1, so I guess it's not needed. Wait, let me go here, save it, and then go here and compile it. Animation time is unknown. This is going to be not set for this animation. Yeah, I meant context time total. So they are going to be synchronized, which is probably a little bit stupid, but now is it a little bit weird? Maybe, but I'm trying to block it out, so I will probably just keep it there, and we will probably maybe even decide to remove it later, but that's fine. Let me do one short for friend, so that he can see what I did with the new outline. Well, I will have to use the instance of OBS I do have running. It would be nice if I had the window in front when I do that. And now I might be able to go here, here, no. And it's already too big, my god. So anyway, we have this working and it should be completely fine also together with the other animation if I try to connect. Well, if I didn't run the Linux build, but the Windows build. And then now I have to run the connection, not the server, because like it's not going to work. So now I have two balls that are animated. And if I throw this, okay, so that one is still not playing because it's invisible. So I might just do one patch that will work for now, and that is I will not consider alpha channel here. Let's just do .rgb, like 4, and alpha is going to be 1. So now it's going to be there. And we have two animations together. I mean, three animations together. I actually quite like the way it looks when it's in the world. I maybe like it in the world more. Also, when he's in the shadow, it looks quite nice actually. So yeah, we will probably experiment with this a little bit. Seems quite nice to me. I don't know if I will be doing the normal stuff right now, but like just the current plan is basically to do as much, like go totally for the count of the animations and don't care about the quality, and that is just like for the closest test. So we have like more of an idea how it actually plays out when the game is being played and how it is annoying or it's not annoying and stuff like that. And then after that run I can decide if we want to keep something like this, and or if we want to like explore like the idea with the playing with the normals and lighting of the, maybe not even like lighting, but literally just sampling the stuff behind it, or maybe like giving it a range from which it should be sampling colors, and then it using some like specific way of just painting on top of that. But also this thing that is like totally unlit and just on top of the lit graphics. It's a good starting point, I would say. Well, so we do have working loading of the strokes with colors, and right now I just do not handle the alpha channel because, so what I can do is I can save this one and go back to the animated stuff for the player here, and then go to vertex paint and maybe just recolor the animation here to be actually kinda black, and but with full alpha. Like here alpha is not present, but I think you can somehow do it this is alpha, or I don't know. There is no alpha channel here for some reason. I don't understand. So I guess this is fill color and this is like, I guess, but. And if I go and set it, okay, so I set it to the I set it to the background color. That was unexpected. Let me just go black. And let's go black on every step of the animation. So me painting this white was a problem. I think maybe if I just go like this and select it all, won't it apply the color to everything? I mean, I do have the frame selected, it might, but also it might not. I mean, I guess it's possible to do it somehow, but I actually did have a different version of this animation. There was a little bit of an effect on the ground when the character falls. And I don't know where I have it, so yeah. Wait, what? What? $27. I do have one more error here. So I guess I do have the thing selected, do I? So now I could possibly go and just use the color here. If that already changed the yeah, that does work. Okay. Čus, Dave. Veľmi sa to animuje. Som práve akože špekuloval na tom streame teraz chvíľu po anglicky, že by som skúsil, jak sa teraz animuje tá gula, že by to... A akože to ešte, to by som nechal na nejaký ďalší vývoj proste ďalej, ale že by to bralo tie farby z tej gule proste, hej, že by to viac bolo také integrované, tie strovky. Alebo kľudne, že by sa to renderovalo navrch nad tú gulu aj, proste, že by to nebolo takto useknuté, jak je to teraz cez ten mesh. Ale tak no, akože funguje to. Nebol to až taký pain, jak som si myslel, že to bude. Teda zosynchronizovať, ani to zosynchronizovať není asi až taký problém. Akože tu na teraz sa neprehrávajú posledné frámy z tej animácie, lebo tá skeletálna animácia ide rýchlejšie ako ten... Ale to je... Tá skeletálna animácia ide rýchlejšie ako tá animácia tých liniek. Ale príde mi to, že tie linky vyzerajú lepšie, keď sú takto pomalšie. Akože keď idú takisto rýchlo, jak tá skeletálna animácia, takže to je také dosť smooth. A mal som to zapnuté aj tak, že som mal tú skeletálnu animáciu vylerpovanú. Počkaj, to spravím ešte teraz. To je na sekundu. Že ja tu mám proste toto stále, tieto zalomitkované riadky, ktoré robia to, že vylerpujú celú skeletálnu animáciu a potom skeletálna animácia je úplne smooth, že jo, ale všetko ostatné není. A toto za mňa tiež má trošku niečo do seba, hej, akože touto cestou by som nešiel úplne teraz, akože z prvej, ale tento bug by som mal fixnúť. Ale akože tá kombinácia tej smooth animácie proste s tými linkami ma tiež vlastne až tak nesere proste. Ale ako vrátim to naspäť na tú fixnú, hej, to je teraz lepšie, ale ako pozeral som sa aj na toto, no. Anyway. Aha, hej, tak to som nechcel úplne, ale... A ľúbi sa mi, jak to vyzerá vo svete. Aj toto, že keď sa na to pozeráš proste takto z diaľky, tak je to proste vlastne ako dosť dobré, podľa mňa, jak to rozbíja ten shape. A akože trošku ešte špekulujem nad tým, že by to fakt ako bralo aspoň, ani nie že lighting, ale že by to bralo aspoň tiene do úvahy, hej, lebo teraz je to v tieni, je to proste úplne biele. Že to by možno stačilo, že by som proste vysamploval shadow mapy a kľudne na túto bielu linku, že by sa chovala takisto jak tá snehová guľa, že by išla do tej proste aqua snehovej farby. Anyway. No a tak toľko to asi dneska som stihol. Akože fixoval som ešte nejaké veci v rendereri. Je to teraz trošku... Uploaduje sa to do grafiky už tie veci. Predtým som to mal iba na CPUčku a bolo to pomalšie kvôli tomu. A teraz je to už v grafike uploadnutie, takže by to malo byť trošku rýchlejšie. Ale to nebude poznať, to není tak veľa dát, že by to bol problém, si myslím. Akože ono, ten rozmešovaný stroke už je celkom dosť, ale akože stále to bude proste v pohode, si myslím. No a ten exporter z Blendery, tak to je úplne taký krátky súborik proste. Takže to nič nerobí, že to iba bere fakt tie body proste. Pre každú frámu v animácii proste to zoberie všetky body, že jo. Vyexportuje ich do nejakého basic binárneho formátu a akože toto je niečo, čo proste potrebujem robiť pre všetky asety, hej, eventuálne. Že ja to teda robím pre meše načítavam GLBčka a potom to proste konvertujem v engine do svojich a to sa potom ukladá do tej kešky. No a proste je to lepšie to mať vo svojom proste jednoduchom formáte, ktorom máš uložený tvoj vertex formát proste, ktorý rovno načítaš a rovno ho pošleš do grafiky proste a nesereš sa s tým. Akože není to úplne extenzibilný spôsob, ale je to proste to, čo robia hry už 20 rokov a je to lepšie proste. No a toto v podstate tu už ako neprebieha tento bod, že toto je už vlastne ako ten vygenerovaný môj formát proste, no. Že už to netreba kešovať, toto proste načítam úplne priamo. A ten export script vlastne v tom Pythone nie je taký ako zložitý, že by tu bol nejaký problém, no. Takže... Well... A tak no. Je to teda teraz tak, že to bere iba jeden layer tu na, nesmie tam byť viacero layerov, respektíve keď tam je viacero layerov, tak čo sa momentálne stane, že sa dajú po sebe v tej animácii. Odpočívam, to sa neboj. Dneska som odpočíval dosť, celý deň. Začal som streamovať až teraz po CS-ku. 21. Každopádne Dobroš, toto som ti chcel primárne ukázať. A ja si teda ešte na chvíľku switchnem do angličtiny a mám tu trošku niečo špekulovať a commitnem si to a potom pôjdem spať. So, let me actually commit this. Do I have any no check-ins? This is an old no check-in, which I will check in because it was check-in before. And let me commit this. And I will commit also not that thing, but this thing. But I will do it in a separate commit. Now, I won't change the level, but I will change everything else. And that is going to be stroke rendering and use GPU. Well, let's just do stroke rendering, and then I still have to use the, did I do that? Skeletal animation. Okay, yeah, I did that. I could have put that in the commit message, but nevertheless, this thing is going to be. Let me put all these here. And I will also commit the strokes without the GLB here. I committed it with this name. I didn't commit the shader. Well, that is kind of sad. Also the stroke exporter. Let me rename this guy before. So stroke stuff, because like we do correct SVN messages here. And I wanted to commit the stroke exporter, but before I do that, I will rename it to stroke exporter.py because it's Python script. And then I will do not that thing, but that thing. Stroke exporter. Right, okay. So I will take a break. I will go and grab some water, and then I will take a look at my to-do, because not this one, but I have one more. Let me open the other to-do. To-do of Gulovačka. Notes, this to-do. So we do have, so I already removed the rendering of the rendering of the strokes from this thing, but yeah, we are not going to do this together today because I don't want to. We might just take a look at this thing. Yeah. Oh, this is also nice. Okay, so I will do this and go like doing did some stroke rendering cleanup. We'll do something else after break. Anyway, let me close this thing. Oh, wait, actually, I might just open back the notes and take a look. This is a nasty thing. Like, I kind of want to fix this, but I don't know if I have energy to play with Windows APIs now. Oh, I can do this. This is fun. I want to do this actually. Let me move this up and we can do some menu stuff. This is easy. So the whole menu system in the game has like 400 lines of code, which is like there is even code like that is very nasty. So it's not like I'm trying to be optimized there or like that, but it also doesn't implement that much of a thing. So if I just go like this, I can do a debug build, or I can't. Wait, what? Okay, so before we do that, we will fix the release build because currently the release build is not working. So I broke it because I defined the stroke in a file. So the stroke struct is still defined in editor. Okay, this is stupid. Everything from here needs to go somewhere else. I do most of the time use resources for this kind of stuff, but yeah, I can put it here because so I do have mesh. Is it mesh or? Let me actually take a look here because I don't remember the structure of this, and it's a little bit messy already, but yeah. So this thing, asset processors, that needs to be able to run in compile time. And I don't load some of the files on compile time, so I don't load editor for example, so that's why these guys are missing. So, but I think I do have something where I define the mesh and stuff like that. Asset data, I think, this thing, yeah, asset data. So these are the assets, yeah. So I can probably move it here, and there is also Sprite Atlas, but stuff like Vertex though, that is somewhere else in asset processor. Okay, yeah. I think I will just copy it here for a second, and we will see. Maybe I will move the stroke vertex into asset processor. Let me go also with load. Well, I don't have the load there though that is in resources. Let me move these into assets. Asset data, I mean. And let me tag the stroke with the asset. Like, this does nothing currently, but eventually I want to generate a little bit of code from these, so I don't have to write it manually, but there is not that much assets now, so it doesn't make sense to do that. And well, will this work? If this will work, I might not do anything else, but of course it won't, because I do still have stroke load here, which shouldn't be here at all. It should be in, I guess, asset processors. Let's just put it there. Cache path will be blasting. and that almost worked, but this returns stroke, which is the thing that what is the problem exactly? So I can probably do, well, I can't. So I don't want to, I guess I don't want to load some stuff here, but maybe I can just like move the asset data here. It's kind of nasty. So I can do this, I can move this guy into the, but that is, yeah, I understand now why I do that. Because like, there is these guys, and these guys are defined, they are not defined on compile time, I don't load them, so. Yeah, I probably have to do the thing I do with everything, that I split it to CPU data and then I do the GPU data, and the GPU data is only loadable on... Oof. So basically, it has to be 2 structs. Yeah, because this is like, tied to the Vulkan, and this stuff is not loaded on compile time. Well, like I might reconsider and I might just load everything. That might be like, why am I not loading everything? Is there a reason for that? Well, so, but what was I going to say? I will just show what I was going to say. So this is the menus in the game. They are very rudimentary. There is nothing. These are not working. Scan resolution and controls. I will remove them. But the toggle flush calendar is working, and there is host server. You can host the server, and then is connect to IP, and you can type IP. And now, for example, you cannot paste here from clipboard, so that is a little bit annoying if you want to paste an IP here. So I wanted to fix that, for example. And I also want to do one thing. There is this file, gameconfig, in which you have a name, this thing, and if that is empty, I want when you run the release kind of way of the game, this thing, I want the first screen to ask you for the name before you even see this. So that when we will be testing, everybody will have a name. But yeah, that was the thing I wanted to try to do. But before that, so actually it actually builds. So this is the result from the build, and this is the error in the compile time stuff. I think so. Yeah. So maybe I can do this like stroke CPUs tract, and it's going to contain these 2 things, and there it's going to be using CPU data stroke CPU, and then this all of these guys can go there where I had it before in the asset processor. No, resources. No, asset data. I'm a little bit not thinking, I guess. So they will have to be here, and this thing can live in the asset processor. There is also CPU mesh, so I can go CPU stroke, and what was I going to do? Let me switch back to the previous file, and this is CPU stroke now. And So the code that is written against this should work correctly, but I have to split the functions into mesh load engine is here. Yeah, mesh load engine CPU stroke load CPU source string stroke CPU stroke. This is going to be the part of the function that is just loading the data into memory. Stroke load. So basically up until here, I guess I want to keep the log section also here. And that thing is going to be the mesh generation. So that is, well, yeah, that is the mesh generation that is already doing with the GPU stuff. So I will cut this out, move it into the this is going to return CPU stroke. And this should be true. And also, I think this should be fine because the names should match that are inside the struct, so the code should work basically, I guess. And stroke load, this guy, that needs to be moved into something else, resources. And this thing we'll call the, so output will be stroke here, and I can copy this thing into that. Wait, what is happening? Stroke load CPU stroke. Let's just do that. Oh, alright, stroke. I'll just keep it like it was. And so here the output will be stroke, and then output CPU data is going to be stroke load CPU source. And also path, I guess I need that if I want to display something meaningful there. Because that is actually loading the file. So yeah, so yeah, I probably total point count. So I'm counting this here, but I don't have to because I do have. I know the total point count is basically in the, because all the points are added to the same array, so I don't need that anyway. Output points count. No. Tracy is missing, okay. Wait, what? Interesting. Okay, so that is interesting. This thing is going away. Stroke frame. So I need to move the stroke frame and stroke point also with the CPU stroke, which is here, I guess. And the other thing is in asset data. Okay, it's starting to get a little bit messy. I should probably this is GPU data. Or I mean CPU, not GPU. I should probably clean it up because it's not clear what things should be where. And I don't like it. I mean, I should probably just make a file for the strokes and kinda make it split into two, and or maybe just have it in one and somehow figure out the ways so that the stuff can be defined, can be used that is not available on compile time. Maybe, yeah, that's probably something worthy of doing here. Like, I do have the cleanup here, so general cleanup, and I do have this message here that I need to go through the code base, but as we are going through the code base right now, we figured out that we need to clean up assets and resources and build time using definitions. Do they have any reason? Can't I just import Vulkan on compile time? Like, eventually I might want to do it for some things, like, well, like, yeah, it doesn't make sense for most of the things, but yeah, it probably doesn't make sense to load Vulkan, for example, but anyway. Maybe just like clearly separate the stuff that is the headless implementations for stuff into separate file. This could be one file for all the headless stuff, maybe. Valigo. Oh, yeah, it's okay. I was doing pretty cool stuff today. If you are still here, let me see. Like I cannot build it right now, I guess. Wait, maybe I will be able. Editor. How to reload? This one thing. Oh, it compiled though. Let's go back. So I was doing these kind of animations, and this is just one that is like on every snowball. And also, if I connect, and these guys are skeletally animated, I added these lines to them. Like, I had this animation way before, but I haven't had them in engine. So what it is basically, it's basically a grease pencil here from Blender, and this is the export script. Very, very actually simple binary format. And yeah. So this is basically what I'm trying to target visually right now, and we'll see how far we will like push it, but for the closest test that I want to do, I will go towards doing more of the animations and like not care that much about the quality, and just like basically as the level is blocked out with these shapes, the animations will also be blocked out in this kind of graphics basically, and we'll see if we are going to change it later or not. So that was the majority of the stream, but then I realized that I broke the release build because I wanted to do something with the menus. And actually the release build is already working, but there is an issue in the build script. Thanks. Yeah, it was kind of productive today. I was just cleaning it up because yesterday was the stream that I implemented it, and that was like the most of the stuff implemented, and this was more like actually rendering multiple of the things and having proper transforms for it, and yeah, integrating it into the render stuff that I have, the other stuff, because yesterday it was more like just globals all over the place and just making it work. Anyway, I want to add a page to this menu that will ask the testing players for their name, so when they connect to the server, everybody will know who they are. If they, of course, won't lie on the screen, which they probably would, but that is fine. It's meant to be a nickname, not like... yeah. The address of their... where there are I cannot speak. Where they are currently located. Oh, this is not the correct map. Anyway. So let me finish this thing. So this is, for some reason, like Tracy is loaded on compile time. I'm sure that is happening because when I run Tracy, it shows up the Jai. Or maybe Jai is compiled with Tracy. Okay, maybe that is not what's happening, but for some reason during compile time the zone scope is not available, and I don't know what I did. However, I don't have to profile anything here because it's fast. So while I was working on it yesterday, not here, but in the part where this is the loading, and this, yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Let me actually just, I don't know what is happening. Like basically the wait. Resources. So here I put a Tracy zone here because I was experiencing some weird time loading just one of the animation, and I was like, why it's taking so long? And I was setting and looking, and I was looking, and I looked at here, and these two lines wasn't there, so it basically was reallocating the array for like, I don't know, 50,000 times when it was loading the stuff. So yeah, I missed that. That wasn't very smart, but yeah. And it still, by doing that, it took only like half a second to load, but yeah. well, that happened. So now it works. I don't have to have that there. And did you find out with the memory debugger, or did you find out the hard way? Like, I think the memory debugger will tell you if you try to remove something. Oh, okay, yeah. The memory debugger, I think, will actually tell you that you are deleting. I don't know, I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, but I think it will tell you that you are deleting something that wasn't allocated with that allocator. Yeah. Anyway, let me do the menu. That is going to be fun. So let me do one simple check. There is menu init. And that does string. Let me do input string menu player name. I'm sure this thing is very not correct way of doing. I don't know how the input is actually. Okay, here it. Oh, okay. So this is the implementation of the menu input buffer. How big is menu input buffer? Okay, that's enough. I mean, that might come. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I will pack it up in 20 minutes. But yeah, have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Anyway. So let me do menu update. Where is the... Yeah, here. Case. First time. And setup. Dáme, že FTS. First name. First setup. Screen. First. I need to type first for some reason. Setup. Screen first time name setup. I can go just do that screen. And I will do an input. I guess I need to do this temp name. Change temp. Menu input your nickname. Oh, this is just because input. Yeah, this is the stupid part. It's copying strings around. Oh, I know. The change is actually called only when you deselect the thing, I think. So it's not that stupid. It copies only the final thing. When you when you are still typing, it doesn't copy anything. I think so, at least. I don't know. I don't remember the implementation precisely, so. But yeah, so your nickname, input string player name, and I will free the thing, and then we will copy the new temp. I don't like the name, temp name, new name. That's fine. And yeah, that should be good. And then we will do this. And I guess cursor is global for now. That's fine. And there is not going to be a way back. And you actually have to be. So the the next continue is not going to be set screen first time we are going to go to main, and we are going to go to main, clear history true, record the history false. Yeah, that's correct. And we are going to show this only if the input string menu IP is not empty. And what we will do, I won't do it right now, but because I want to see it. And also, so on the start, I think there is the screen equals main. So this is the default here, that's fine. But we will do a check here, settings, player name, if, and we will do first time player name setup. So right now it shouldn't display that screen because I have a player name, but if I do config and I just remove this guy, or like completely the whole line, when I run the game, it should, well, that didn't work. Oh, yeah, because it's default, yeah. So I want to remove the default name. Settings. So this is going away. And yeah, that is what I wanted. I want to open your nickname first. And yeah, it actually updates after you. Yeah, I do not update the correct stuff there. So, and also, after that, so it shouldn't be visible right now. So when it's like the problem a little bit there is that you cannot actually defocus it, but yeah, checking the IP. That's stupid. Yeah, so the thing is, like, you will write and nothing will happen because it's, and you cannot defocus it with arrows, which is stupid. And if I focus it with mouse, then it will like show. So I don't want to check that. I want to check the new name. The button must be visible. Well, that is also not exactly what I meant. The new name is only so this is actually changing only the internal state. Where is the menu input? Output is value. I want to output the slice of the menu input. Yeah, I'm outputting wrong stuff. So array view distinct writes drawn string output. I want to output this thing, basically. And yeah. Yeah, that is the thing I want. Hopefully it didn't break well, not that, but these guys. So here actually it should also hide the connect when there is like nothing in the fields. But yeah, it didn't break anything, so that is better. This is better behavior. Input. Yeah, so you change it, and then we will actually going to serialize the settings. Settings player name is new name, and then we are going to write entire file. Let me just do this first. New settings is serialize struct. What's the signature? This is the signature I want to use. And I need a builder. Builder settings. And then write entire file, and the file is going to be config builder. And yeah, I did something wrong. It wants pointer. So now if I do a handy dandy, I do continue, and I exit the game and run it once more, it should not run the config thing back. Now it shouldn't change anything else. I've written out the whole config. That is a little bit like, but it's fine. It's basically writes the defaults to disk. Remove game.config, and if I run it now, then it's going to be once again handy dandy. Now, if I run the correct level though, let me try that. So I need the build that starts here. So this is probably going to work normally because I had the name set in the file. Well, I won't see it though. It's like I'm the guy that is. Yeah, but let me actually try to remove the game config. And then I will run one game from here. I won't set the nickname yet. I will run one more game. And yeah, I run it from the wrong folder and it will read the name. But if I run it from this folder, it won't read the name. Now, here I will going to be handy dandy. Here I'm going to be Foxy0169. And then this is going to be the host, and this is going to be the client. And we are going to see if the name is propagated, which it should be. Foxy is working, and then handy dandy is working also. I mean, okay, that seems fine. Well, that works. I can get the menu out of the list. Good stuff. Progress is being made. And yeah, I want to add the ability to change the name also into the settings, but that is going to be the last thing I will do today, and then I will going to go to sleep because it's time. So that was easy, and the other part is also going to be easy because I'm just going to copy the screen and I don't care. So this is not going to be the... Well, I can probably just use the same. I don't think I need to have it different because it... Like, you don't have to go back on this screen. It can be like... You have to have a name, basically. So when there is... so let me actually add it to the... So the only thing that would change is this. Like, I want to go back in history here. Do I have back? Go back. And how it is implemented to go back. If screen history. I want basically this same line, but I want to use it differently. Wait, what? Yeah. Go back. Yeah, here. So continue. If screen history is larger than 0, then we are going to go back, and when it's not, we are going to the main screen. So with that, yeah, from here it should work fine. Handy. Continue, and then I need to add it to the settings also. Let me actually remove. Whoa. Remove the stuff that I'm not using, and then here is going to be the name. Probably just right this second, because it's not going to be like first time player name. Yeah, and it needs to load the name though. Screen first time. Let me actually do it here in Kit. Input string player name. Copy string settings player name, which is going to be empty. And now it's going to be filled. Yeah, that did not work. I mean, let's just do else there. So basically when you toggle full screen and then you set your name, it will also save the full screen. No, it won't. That's interesting. So I'm not changing the settings. Okay, there. Okay. I will have to change the thing. But yeah, other than that, it should. Now it should be saved already. But yeah. Good. So we do have this now, and when the testing players will be connecting from different. So before this wasn't the thing, because before there wasn't the formalized gameplay where when you stand on the top of the building, everybody sees your name, and so that wasn't there before. As you can see on the server, there is a different version of the level where these blocks are not present, so this is what happens. And there is also this collision on which I can stand magically, because on server I'm standing on it, but here on client I'm not. Yeah, so that happens when you have like these snowballs are totally client side, and but the actual hit is totally server side. So yeah, so this snowball is actually living further along the way on the server. Yeah, so now when the time is when the time runs out, and if I still manage to connect to the server, I will see that Handy Dandy will win. And yeah. Okay, that's nice. I do have this editable player name. And like I should probably hide it from the in-game menu so that you cannot change it throughout the gameplay, because that wouldn't affect the server at all. But I will just keep it there and note it somewhere in my head that changing the name during gameplay is not possible. Like, it might eventually be taken from something else, like Steam or something like that. Good stuff. Anyway, thanks for watching, for everybody who was here and maybe still is here, and have a good night. I'm going to have a nice sleep, and then tomorrow I will probably stream for a while in the evening, but on Monday I won't. So yeah, have fun, goodbye.